Organizations incur expenses as part of day-to-day operations in procuring goods and services from other parties. These expenditures often require approval. FacilityBot provides for expenditures to be electronically recorded with supporting documents and sent for approval. The system logs all expenditures created and sent through it. To manage expenditures, open the Features menu and select Expenditures. A table of any previously created expenditure, if any, is shown. Table display can be customized using the customization options at the top left of the table. The table can also be searched using the search field, sorted by clicking the table headers at the sort icon, or filtered by using the options given by the filter icons. Before creating a new expenditure, let's make sure we also have a cost center to expense it against. Go to the Additional Options menu and select Manage Cost Centers. We'll name a new cost center and click the Create button to create it. The new cost center appears in the list below. We can also edit an existing cost center using the pencil icon or delete it using the dustbin icon. Once done, close the Cost Center Management sub-window to go back to the main window. Click the plus New button to create a new expenditure. Let's fill in the details. The fields with an asterisk are mandatory. We can also upload the PDF if necessary. And once done, hit the OK button to create the new expenditure. The new expenditure we've created appears in the main window with the status of pending approval. Mouse over the new expenditure to see a floating list of actions that can be taken next. We can edit the expenditure, update the status, send for approval, view its history, or delete it. Selecting an option will display the relevant details to make changes to the expenditure. Let's make a change to the expenditure. Note that this can only be done before it is sent for approval, or approved, rejected, or cancelled. Click the Edit icon to modify the expenditure, or the Delete icon to delete it. If Edit is selected, a floating editing panel appears on the right. Make any changes that are needed, and then click the Complete button at the bottom right to save the changes. After the changes are all set, we can either send the expenditures out to an approver or approve it ourselves as managers. Click the Update Status icon on the expenditure to change its status to Approve, Reject, or Cancel. A floating status update panel appears on the right. Select the appropriate status from the drop-down list to be updated. Note that when one of these status updates is selected, no further status update can be made. That is to say, status update to approved, rejected, or cancelled are permanent and cannot be reversed back to pending approval. Edits can no longer be made to the expenditure as well. This is for data integrity, so always be careful with status updates. Click the Complete at the bottom right to save a status update, but we'll skip that for now and go back to the main window to take a look at the Seek Approval function. Click the Seek Approval icon on the expenditure to send an expenditure to an approver for approval. A floating approval panel appears on the right. Check the summary details near the top of the floating panel and then use one of the options below to send the expenditure for approval. To send the approval request to an account in the system, use the Send Approval Email to an Account option and choose an account. To send the approval request to a custom email, use the Send Approval Email to Email Address option and type an email address. Note that once an expenditure is sent for approval, no further edits can be made to it and it cannot be deleted. This is a permanent action which cannot be reversed. The approver can still reject the expenditure in case it needs changes. Click the Send button at the bottom right. The approver will receive an email with options to approve or reject the expenditure. In the main window, use the View History icon on the expenditure to see all actions that have been performed on the expenditure. The history records the expenditure when it was submitted as pending approval, when any approval requests were sent and to whom, and any subsequent status updates. An approval example is used to show a complete approval chain. But all expenditures, approved or not, will have a history record.